The memorial will be dedicated on August 28th, and all are encouraged to attend. Now, if you're someone who likes to use the boat ramp here at Loafers Bend Day Use Park, like the Conways, the park has been closed all day due to the investigation. And today we learned that at 6:47 this evening, Temple Police received a call. Texas regional airports can apply for FAA grants as often as they'd like. The 1-year-old boy died from his injuries on July 8th at McLean Children's Hospital. Now, I had the chance to speak with some people who live here in this neighborhood earlier this afternoon who told me the woman who was running the unlicensed daycare has packed up and moved from here within the last week or so, and they aren't sure where she went. Reporting live in Killeen, Brooke Bednarz, News Channel 25. To give you a better perspective on how deep the water was on the day that the man was swept into Clear Creek, you can take a look at the bridge behind me. The water was completely above that bridge. Seth and Ann, over 100 kids will now have a safe path to their school bus, thanks to the never-ending fight of Richard Snyder's parents, who worked with the city of Belton to make this area safe for everyone. Now, because their story could have ended so differently, May and Esther need your help. They wish to meet their two heroes and thank their guardian angels. So if you have any idea of who these two men are, please reach out to us, and we'll help you get in contact with May and Esther. Reporting live in Killeen, Brooke Bednarz, News Channel 25. Seth and Ann, emotional is the best word to describe today's dedication. The Snyder family was surrounded by love and support of those who knew their son. And as a group, they met right here across the street from South Belton Middle School to honor and remember the life of Richard Snyder. Now, if you're someone who likes to use the boat ramp here at Loafers Bend Day Use Park, like the Conways, don't worry. The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers has assured me that you will still be able to launch your boats from both the east and west Loafers Bend campground sites. At Whitney Lake, Brooke Bednarz, News Channel 25. Seth and Ann, Holly Tucker strives to show her fans the real her. So much so, she invited me not only to her sound check tonight, but also to her hair appointment, where she got her hair colored and styled before tonight's big show. Brittany Colbath is the first Coppers Cove High School senior to be named a Presidential Scholar, and she's headed to Washington, D.C. later this week to be honored. There are other colors that will mark your way as you walk or drive through downtown Belton. Red will point you to city facilities, blue to county facilities and public parking, green to retail and restaurants, and purple to UMHB's campus. Reporting in Belton, Brooke Bednarz, News Channel 25. Taylor, I've been painting all day to create this masterpiece. Oh, who am I kidding? I can't take credit for that. But let me introduce you to who can. News Channel 25's Brooke Bednarz reports a Central Texas Children's Hospital made a video that's sweeping the internet. I feel better when I'm dancing. And I have never seen a group of kids as excited to go to math class as I did here today. This is Mandy Curley's first year to use the motivational huddle in her classrooms, and her children simply can't stop talking about it. If you missed this year's day of community service, don't worry. That's the great thing about lending a helping hand. There's always someone looking for a hand to grab onto. So grab your tools and let's get to work.
It is Military Appreciation Day, and naturally some local soldiers are celebrating in a big way. Thanks for joining us on the Texas Sport Weekend. I'm Taylor Durden. Today, Fort Hood held a Remembrance 5K in honor of those fallen soldiers. As News Channel 25's Brooke Bednarz reports, only some ran with heavy gear, but all ran with a heavy heart.
The freedom we enjoy today is truly not free. We are forever grateful and indebted to our nation's fallen.
The runner's route was lined with the boots of over 7,000 fallen soldiers since 9/11.
A tremendous reminder of the cost our nation's sons and daughters, our greatest treasure, have paid to defend our great country.
For most, they ran with a specific day and person in mind.
12 August 2008. Afghanistan.
A day that Command Sergeant Major DeLeon will remember for the rest of his life because he
lost 3 of my soldiers, and I'm here to represent them in this run.
As a U.S. soldier for 19 years, DeLeon is proud to carry the load for his fallen brothers and provide an example for his 2 sons.
It means that we do things that are bigger than ourselves, and it makes me proud that my boys can do this and share that experience with me and all these other soldiers that came out here today.
About 650 people participated in remembering the fallen. Of those were 40 Gold Star families.
they know that it's more than just them that recognizes their service member. It's their unit, it's Fort Hood, and then it's just really the entire Army. This is our opportunity to say, you know, thank you. We realize that your family has paid the ultimate sacrifice.
Reporting on Fort Hood, Brooke Bednarz, News Channel 25.
A Central Texas couple is thanking a local hospital for caring for their son who was born with a terminal illness.
Yeah, that disease makes it hard for his brain and his body to communicate. News Channel 25's Brooke Bednarz reports, despite the odds, Logan Parker is about to celebrate a milestone.
When Logan got closer to his second birthday and he was still showing signs of developmental delay and not picking up the things that he needed to be doing, the doctor said, why don't we just do a genetic blood test?
Doris Parker said those were the longest 8 weeks ever, waiting to find out what was wrong with her son, only to learn
that Logan had a disease called Pelizaeus-Merzbacher disease, and said that there was no cure, no treatment, and it was fatal.
The doctor told the Parkers that PMD only affects every 1 in 500,000 newborns, and most children with the disease don't live past their 10th birthday.
You definitely don't want to know how many birthdays you have to celebrate with your child. I was angry because I felt like he didn't have a crystal ball. He couldn't tell me originally that Logan, it wasn't life-threatening, and he certainly couldn't tell me that Logan's life was going to end at a certain time.
Logan is now 9 years old, and his parents say thanks to McLean Children's Medical Center, he has a higher quality of life.
I just can't imagine if we didn't have this in our backyard and our therapists that just love on Logan, and you know, when he comes into the hospital, he doesn't feel like he's a number. He really feels like this is his home away from home.
Logan is going to turn 10 in June, but July, the month of his diagnosis anniversary, is a big milestone too.
July 9th is really going to be the celebration of 10 years where PMD, you were wrong, and you know, now we continue to enjoy birthdays, not feel like they're a burden.
Reporting in Temple, Brooke Bednarz, News Channel 25.
Scott Bowles, a Killeen tow truck driver killed by a passing car while working on the highway, was laid to rest today. Thanks for joining us. I'm Ann Harder.
And I'm Seth Kovar. News Channel 25's Brooke Bednarz was invited to the funeral to celebrate Bowles' life and the law his wife says could have saved it.
Move over or slow down so somebody else don't have to lose a life.
The Central Texas towing industry was in shock after the death of Scott Bowles on May 11th.
I reached out to the Goods and said, you know, if there's anything we can do, and we're here for you.
But Temple Towing wasn't the only one that reached out to Good Towing.
The community come together, the competitors come together, and show that we're a family. I've been doing this 30 years, and we're just a family. And one of our family members was killed.
The bright colors, the shining lights, are all assigned to slow down or move over. And you couldn't have missed it today, as not 1 or 2, but 90 tow trucks from all over the state of Texas showed up to support the life of Scott Bowles.
I mean, I expected it to be big, but it was bigger and better than I really expected. I think it meant a lot to his family.
Some tow trucks traveled from as far as Odessa and San Antonio to stand with their towing brothers.
We all have families to go back to. We got kids and wives and brothers, fathers, mothers.
Scott Bowles' casket was even personalized to match the tow truck he worked in, the same truck that led the procession and transported him to his final resting place.
Scott's wife, Stephanie, that's become her goal, you know, is to make sure that Scott's life stood for something. And today, I mean, it was the beginning of something great.
Reporting in Killeen, Brooke Bednarz, News Channel 25.